Hey there, and welcome back. In this video, we are going to go over the protocols for microdosing. We're going to talk about what a protocol is, and I'm going to talk about the two protocols, the two biggest protocols, and the ones that are recommended for beginners. So basically, a protocol is simply a schedule of when and how much to take when you're microdosing. So the first protocol that I'm going to go over briefly is the Fadiman protocol. This was developed by Dr. James Fadiman, who's also known as the father of microdosing. When psychedelic research was banned, Dr. Fadiman kept on exploring, and the fact that it was banned didn't stop him. And through his explorations, he was able to develop his own protocol for microdosing. I'm going to read a little something to you, what they say about Dr. Fadiman. They say he believes that microdosing can help people gain balance in their lives and enhance connections with their bodies. Now, after microdosing, I totally believe that. It does really help foster that mind-body connection. In 2011, Dr. Fadiman wrote a book. His book is called The Psychedelic Explorer's Guide: Safe, Therapeutic, and Sacred Journeys. In this book, he explores microdosing as kind of a subculture in the world of psychedelic use. Many indigenous cultures have been microdosing for years and years, and Dr. Fadiman's book brought the term microdosing into the mainstream. And when that happened, it began to pique the curiosity of people who were wondering what microdosing could do for them. The Fadiman protocol is a safe and controlled way to be introduced to the concept of microdosing, especially if you're a beginner. This is the protocol that I started with, and once I was comfortable with this Fadiman protocol, then I moved on to the Stamets stack, and that's the one we're going to talk about next. So the Fadiman protocol involves taking a microdose one day, and then the next 2 days, you don't take a microdose. You continue this cycle for 4 weeks. And at the end of the 4 weeks, you're advised to take a break for 2 weeks. Now, the reason for that break is, I think I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but it's important to take a break because we can build up a tolerance to psilocybin. While it's not addictive, we can build up a tolerance. So taking the break helps prevent that from happening. It also allows our body to come back to its regular baseline. And this allows time for reflection, integration of any experiences we've had, and also for maintaining a balanced approach to microdosing. The day you take your first microdose, it's advised to write down your feelings and your moods in a journal. Keeping track of your moods and the way you're feeling is going to help you when it comes to finding the right dose for you. If you find that you're not noticing any changes, then you might need to up your dose a little bit. That's why it's important to write it down and keep track. You can look back and see how you've been feeling, and you can compare it to now, and that's really essential if you're trying to find the right dose. And we're also going to talk about the importance of journaling our moods and our feelings when we get to the video where I'm going to talk about preparing ourselves for the microdosing experience. All right, now we're going to talk about the Stamets stack protocol. This protocol was developed by Paul Stamets, who is a world-renowned mycologist. This protocol involves not only taking psilocybin mushrooms, but it involves combining them with lion's mane mushrooms and niacin, which is vitamin B3. This stack is believed to enhance cognition and promote neurogeneration. And neurogeneration is a process by which neurons are formed in the brain. We know that psilocybin is the classic psychedelic that's in magic mushrooms. And I want to read this to you. Paul Stamets' research has suggested that psilocybin may reduce depression and anxiety and stimulate neurogenesis. Now, lion's mane is non-psychedelic, and it's also been used for years in traditional Chinese medicine. Research suggests that lion's mane mushrooms may improve cognitive impairment and they also may reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety. I'm just going to read this little bit to you about lion's mane mushrooms. There are a lot of benefits for lion's mane mushrooms, and some of the other benefits are that they may help lower blood pressure, regulate blood sugar. They may help protect the health of the liver and the kidneys, and studies with animals suggest that it may help in preventing dementia. Niacin is also known as vitamin B3, and I'm just going to read this little piece to you about niacin so that you know what B3 is for. This vitamin plays an important role in energy production and also supports the health of skin and the nervous system. The purpose of niacin in the Stamets stack is to act as a flushing agent, helping the delivery of the beneficial compounds to the brain. The dosage for the stack can vary, but the recommendations are as follows here on this photo. I'm also going to put this photo into the community section so that you can take a closer look at it whenever you need to. So for the magic mushrooms, Paul Stamets recommends a dose of between 0.1 to 1 gram of psilocybe cubensis. That is what constitutes a microdose. As for the lion's mane, it's important to just follow the instructions on whatever supplement you get. You can get it in capsules, you can get it in a powder form, and you can get it in liquid. So it's important to follow the manufacturer's recommended dose for that. And for the niacin, it's recommended to take between 100 and 200 milligrams. And typically they're sold as 100 milligram tablets. And that's probably where you want to start. You don't want to overdo the niacin. Also, when you're looking for niacin, it's important to know that there are 2 varieties of it. There's like niacin typically causes a flushing effect, which is kind of just like your skin gets warm and feels tingly and might even look red, like you have a bit of a rash. It's very short-lived and it's not really uncomfortable at all. And that is the one that's recommended for this stack. Paul Stamets does not recommend the non-flushing variety of niacin. The Stamets stack protocol involves taking a dose 4 days in a row and then taking the next 3 days as a break. You continue this cycle for 4 weeks. And at the end of that 4 weeks, it's recommended to take a break between 2 and 4 weeks before you resume the protocol. Again, taking the break is to prevent our tolerance from building up. Now I'm just going to read a little something to you because I want to make sure that I give you all the information. According to Paul Stamets, this stack may provide relief from symptoms associated with post-traumatic stress disorder. This stack may also increase the ability to socialize, empathize, and feel courageous, meaning people who use this stack may experience improvements in social interactions, empathy, and courage. I'm going to continue reading one more little piece to you. The combined use of these 3 components together is believed to work harmoniously and potentially amplifying each other's effects on the brain and cognitive function. Overall, the Stamets stack was designed to enhance brain function and encourage novel and adaptive thinking. It has also been suggested that these effects can potentially contribute to the evolution of human consciousness. Pretty cool. And Paul Stamets is a brilliant researcher. And if you're interested in learning more about Paul Stamets or James Fadiman, I'm also including links in this video in the description to their websites because they're just amazing researchers and they've contributed so much to research on psilocybin as well as just making the world a better place. All right, now that we've gone over the 2 main protocols, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next video. And in that video, I'm going to cover some of the considerations that you need to take into account before you decide to start microdosing. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.